How it goes, the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great, exceptional day. So, if you've seen my live broadcast lately, so apparently StreamYard does not like my new computer. The StreamYard loves my old computer because right now I'm on my old computer. I'm coming through clear. My videos is straight, but on my brand new computer, StreamYard hates it. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. It is what it is. But anyways, so and because I've even done the wireless connection, I mean, went from Wi-Fi to actually plugging in a wire directly to the router. So it's interesting. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you for those who are still riding with me since day one, even through the technical difficulties these last couple of months. Anyways, so I usually do today's forecast. We're all going to die, but this is actually serious, so I'm not going to do that today. That's why this is like we're at a point now where people just want to get away, especially people on the East Coast, because now, in a sense, people on the East Coast, because of the wildfires that's happening in Canada, places like New York, Rhode Island, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Connecticut, but all over the East Coast, all of it, mostly all over, even part, the Midwest, any place that's within a couple of hours. I mean, it's only a 1 hour, 1.5 hour flight from Washington D.C. to Toronto, Canada. So, um, and because around 75 million people across the Midwest and Northeast and Southeastern parts of the United States are under air quality alerts as wildfire smokes originating from Canada shroud major U.S. cities. The smoke has been widespread, and alerts include cities such as New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., Charlotte, Detroit, and Indianapolis. The dangerous conditions will linger, according to forecasts, by Thursday morning. Delaware, Maryland, Northern Virginia, and the nation's capital could see some of the worst air quality. Um, More than 9 million acres have been charred by wildfires in Canada so far this year, about 15 times the normal burned areas for this point in the year. So today is Wednesday, so I guess by tomorrow it's going to be worse. Um, and it's not. I'm not going to make fun of this. This is a crazy situation, and it makes me just want to get on a plane and get away. Because usually this is, like I said, you think of places like California, where the known in, as far as inside the continental United States, of having the worst air quality because of the smog and because of the wildfires, and of course it affects states like Oregon, Washington State, all the Nevada, Arizona, all the surrounding states, even West Texas. I remember back in 2005-6 time frame, where West Texas had a lot of bad wildfires. So this is it's a natural disaster. I'm hoping that all governments, from state governments in the U.S. to the federal government to the Canadian governments, I hope they're all working out a game plan to get a handle on this thing. Because I know usually I don't know how the Canadian government does things, but I know usually in California, they have their National Guard bureaus. Heck, they even have prisoners trained to be firefighters. Firefighters in California and in New York are looked at as heroes because of the wildfires in California, and obviously because of the 9/11 incidents that happened in New York back in September 11th, 2001. So, but this is a crazy situation, and it says smoke creeping down from Quebec wildfires is going to continue, turning the sky an eerie orange along with it, and there's not much anyone can do about it. How long will this last? CNN meteorologist Jennifer Gray said that this could be something we deal with and throughout the remainder of the summer. So this is something that it's not going to pass over. We're going to be dealing with this throughout the remainder of the summer. Canada is still early in their fire season, and I didn't even realize Canada had a fire season, and it has just exploded. While some days might be better than others, this could be a problem we're talking about long term, she added. And they said, and so the article goes into why is this happening, and they are essentially stuck in a weather pattern pointing to an area of high pressure to the northwest of the Great Lakes. It's channeling these winds out of the north and bringing the smoke in the day after day until this big weather pattern decides to shift and they can get a change in wind direction. The smoke is going to stick around. So it looks like we're going to be dealing with this for a while now. And they said they're talking about throughout the whole summer, and summer's really just kicking off. So that's the crazy thing at the end of the day about this whole situation. That's what I said. It's not a game, and it's going to affect us all. It sucks. It's going to affect us all, but we're just something that we're just going to have to deal with, unfortunately. Article says the smoke could move towards the Midwest and Ohio Valley before swinging back towards the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. Article says why on the East Coast? The North American West has become much more accustomed to wildfire smoke in recent years. Last year, it was Europe suffering. This year, smoke is hurting the East Coast, while this year could be relatively quiet for the Southwest. And the National Interagency Fire Center predicts above normal fire activities in the Pacific Northwest throughout September and the Northeast and through August. So the main reason why I'm talking about, because everybody's talking about this, and it's a crazy situation. But the main reason why I'm talking about this, I'm supposed to go to Canada next month. I'm supposed to go to Toronto. I've never been to Canada. I always wanted to go, and I have a funny feeling that I'm going to have to reschedule my trip if the fires continue, because it's like there's no point in me going to a country on fire. This doesn't make sense. You know, why waste my time and waste my money and put myself in potential danger if the country's on fire? If the air quality is bad, worse than it is here. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm talking about this. Second reason, hey, people's livelihoods are being destroyed. You know, a lot of wildlife is being destroyed. So it's nothing to play around with. This is not a joke. It's not a game. But I'm supposed to go to bring some humor in this crazy, sad, national, international, not just a national, but international crisis. I'm supposed to be going to Canada end of July, and I'm a little perturbed. I was like, isn't this is this a sign saying I should never go to Canada? I don't know, but I'm a little perturbed. You know, I'm just like, I'm looking forward to taking this trip to Toronto and doing something different. You know, but and I know as far as New York has been affected by this tremendously with the air quality. I've talked to people in Pennsylvania who's been affected by this. It's a crazy situation, no matter how you slice and dice it. But I was supposed to go to Canada, darn it, and I'm saddened by that. But the New York mayor expects temporary air quality reprieve before conditions deteriorate again. The air quality conditions are expected to improve overnight in New York City before deteriorating again Thursday afternoon. And, the air quality index hit 484 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's crazy. You know, it's like it's nothing to play around with. I'm not going to, like I said, I can't joke about this. And my hearts and prayers go out to everybody that has to deal with this situation, especially, I guess, the DMV area. We're going to feel this more so tomorrow on Thursday. So as the wind shift, because it smells like smoke outside right now. So we're going to be dealing with this even more so, unfortunately. So hearts and prayers go out to the family members, and I don't I don't wish this on anybody. I know it's not an easy situation to deal with, and luckily I don't have anything going on outside. Um, but we'll see what happens. Outside of I'm worried about my dogs more because I have to take my dogs out, but I guess I'll just make sure that they don't spend that much time outside. you know. And if they get mad about it, well, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to have to go like this.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
And there's a funny meme out there that's from the movie, what was it? Identity Theft. There's a funny meme out there. It's like, hey, we're gonna go outside and enjoy the weather, and Canada's like the F you will. That one funny meme from the movie Identity Theft. So if you've never seen Identity Theft, like I said, I rarely ever endorse movies. I never endorse movies, so I have to say definitely go check it out because it's a great freaking movie. But anyways, that's the crazy situation with that. But I chose this. I chose I I chose this title. I want to get away. Um, I want to fly away. I think a lot of people on the East Coast in the Midwest is probably feeling that right now. We've been as a world, as a society, regardless who's in the White House, governor's house, mayor's house, because I'm so over the political nonsense. I think both parties are full of it, and the more people who want to run for president, the more I just want to laugh. I shouldn't say that, but I'm saying it. It's a freak show at this point. But I will say with all sincerity that you know uh, if you can have some sort of a vacation this year. We are officially in the summertime. I really want to emphasize people not only working hard but playing hard at the same time. It doesn't mean you have to be not extravagant, but over the top like me when it comes to the kind of the trips that I like to take. But it would behoove everybody to take at least two trips one trip this summer. Yeah, let's just be realistic. If you can afford it, one trip this summer to a place you've never been to. I implore you all to do that. Okay. I implore you all to do that. Get out, do something different, be around people you've never been around before, see a state or a country, a city that you've never seen before, and go from there. I really can't put it any other way. Now, there's this one. Now, this is just. Now, I talked about the serious aspect of what's happening in the world, but now this is just a funny thing that's happening in the world because I don't understand these rappers. They get in more trouble now than they ever did when I was younger. I just don't understand. You know. Um, and the funny thing is, it's like I always say this: if I had half the amount of money that these celebrities have, actors, singers, rappers, whatever, if I had half the money that these jokers had, you wouldn't hear a peep from me and be the biggest law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. But this joker, Fetty Wap. Now, I have nothing against Fetty Wap. I think some of the songs he made was okay. Really just really club music. Let's just keep it what it is, okay? Gotta do the do, better do the boo. Because now he's been sentenced to 6 years for drug trafficking. So you make millions of dollars a year, but you're going to jail for 6 years in federal prison, by the way, because you wanted to um, drugs. You want to traffic drugs from the West Coast and sell them in the East Coast of New Jersey and Long Island. Bravo. You get the golf clap on that one. Instead of worrying about your illegal hustle and making money moves and things of that nature. I'm sure the music industry is hard and you probably haven't had a hit in a while. But I'm just call me crazy. You could have been doing things like Nipsey Hussle did, got arrested dead on that one. Buying up real estate, opening up businesses, because you're from New Jersey, so you could be doing things of that nature, creating job opportunities within your community so you can help put people on like Nipsey Hussle did. But no, you want to be in the streets. You're making millions of dollars a year, but you want to be in the streets. The streets keep calling you. Some people just never learn. And Fetty Wap, I'm laughing at you. I just can't put it any other way because you are a star. You've been around for a minute, and now you're going to spend 6 years of your life in a federal prison for drug distribution. Bravo. Bravo. And you're a great singer slash rapper, but now you're gonna be singing and rapping to keep your I guess they could just say to keep your manhood safe, you know, because I guarantee once you walk up in there, this is what's gonna happen to you.
Cool. Cool. That's not my tongue! That's not my tongue!
So do your best to stay safe and hey, if you find yourself in the shower trying to keep covered, you won't want no trouble from your brothers, because that's the singing that you're going to be doing in the future. Because I guarantee if you go up in a place like this it won't work for you.
And you ain't got no Smith malt liquor. You ain't keeping it right. You ain't representing. What you doing up in here, boy? Shit.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So you wanted to get away, and now you're about to get away singing your blues and the beautiful federal tunes. And when you go to jail in the federal prison, they could send you in the middle of nowhere to Montana, to Wyoming, to the middle of Kansas, Missouri. So there's no guarantee you're going to be in a West Coast prison or a East Coast prison. So they got federal facilities all over the place, and it's all about your number now. So I leave it at that. I really can't put it any other way. So, anyways, now on a more positive note, I found this lovely article. Not that one. And this is actually some real good information. So, super dad. All right. Desmond Durham, 36 years old, graduates from Montclair State University as of May, which was in Montclair, New Jersey, as of May, ironically, May 23rd. And for the past 2 years, this dad has balanced 3 jobs, late night studies, and parenting a young son to graduate with a master's degree. Now he's inspiring others to do the same. He stated, and I quote, "My schedule was very demanding, from waking up between 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and ensuring that my son was fed, his homework was completed. I probably didn't go to bed until 12 a.m., maybe 1 a.m. every night, just to wake back up and do it all over again." Desmond Durham stated to Good Morning America. He said, "But I knew the dream was real." He said, and he graduated from Montclair State University on May 23rd with a master's in arts and educational leadership. He was asked to deliver the commencement speech to the College of Education and Human Services and the College of Science and Mathematics, which has since been viewed over 12,600 times on YouTube. In the speech, he spoke about his mother, and who was a single parent, and instilled his love of learning. He always spoke about his father, who was murdered when Durham was 11 years old, and how that loss has impacted his life and career. However, he stated, "My father's absence from my life has only motivated me to become the best father figure to my son and a role model to all the students that I encounter in my teaching career," he said during the speech. Since being the only sibling of 7 to graduate with a college degree, Mr. Durham has been an educator for 13 years. He said between working 3 jobs and being a single dad to his 9-year-old son, Desmond Jr., the decision to return to school was tough, but he decided to take a leap of faith. "It will ultimately change my life, my son's life, and I can be able to impact kids on a greater scale," he said. And hopefully with this degree, he will not have to work 3 jobs anymore. I hope because I'm sure during this time frame, he's working 3 jobs in order for him to survive and to get by. But I'm hoping that with this degree, that's going to take his career to the next level to where he can still do what he loves to do, but however, he can increase his pension, because I don't care who you are. Eventually, working 2 to 3 jobs is going to weigh you down the older you get. I remember working 3 jobs when I was, and I don't even have kids. I remember working 3 jobs, 2 during the week and 1 on the weekend. And it wasn't because I needed to; it's because I wanted to, because I never wanted to be broke. I remember when I was as 17, 18, 19 years old, and I remember being around people who were in their mid to late 20s and early 30s. They were broke as a joke, and they only had 1 job, and it didn't compute. And they would have 3 to 5 kids and whatnot, didn't compute. So I always said to myself, I didn't want to have to be in that specific situation, because not because I think I'm better than anybody, but I learned from my elders what I want and what I don't want. That's all it is. So I don't judge. I'm just keeping it real on that aspect. But anyways, long story short, I'm proud of this father, and I'm glad that there's some good news, because if you're on my social media, you'll see the statement I put out today about the media. Majority, 99% of the time, the media's job is basically to say, today's forecast, we're all going to die. Usually, rarely any positive media ever usually comes out of the media anymore, because, this being ignorant and unhealthy and in fear is the beautiful agenda. So nothing but love and respect to this father. And I'm glad that I came across this article before I even went live, because this is something I definitely wanted to talk about. Something positive, something uplifting. And it's just a beautiful thing. And this is things that we should, because I know, Canada's on fire. The U.S. is being affected by it. Fetty Wap, I'm just laughing at that. I shouldn't laugh at somebody else's misery, but I laugh at other people's stupidity. It's like, The amount of people that would love to change places with a Fetty Wap in order for them to take their lives to the next level. Most people will never make $1 million in their lifetime. Fetty Wap made millions of dollars in a lifetime, and yet still he wanted to keep going back to the streets. So look what the streets got you, bro. 6 years in federal prison. Now he might cut a deal. He might get out early. He might he'll do his 6 years and come back. Okay, cool. But is he going to go back to hustling in the streets, or is he going to do something worthwhile? Only time can tell. Now, this is another funny article. This is going to be the last one I read tonight, but this is funny. A New York City woman marries a virtual boyfriend she met on an AI-based dating app. Now, it's that old song from the movie Hustle and Flow. It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get money for the rent. Now, I understand that dating sucks in today's world, regardless of what part of the United States you live in. I can't speak for other countries, but regardless of what part of the United States you live in, they say dating is the worst for men and women. I get it, especially the older you get. If you have children, it's harder. I get it. I think that this woman from New York, because this came out the other day, I believe she's a mother as well from New York City. She wanted the fantasy, I guess. A lot of men want a fantasy. A lot of women. The one thing men and women have in today's world in common is unrealistic expectations. I'm not going to do the whole gender war nonsense, but a lot of things that people have in common, men and women, is unrealistic expectations. We have the thing where they talk about the high value man, high value woman, and things of that nature. But if you're not really quote unquote high value, meaning having your stuff together, having goals and aspirations, working outside of just being a basic 9-to-5 person raising a family, that's what you're supposed to do. You have a family, you're supposed to take care of your family. It is what it is. I'm from the school of you have kids, you take care of them, you love them. You don't get credit for it because that's what you're supposed to do. You brought them here. The old saying, as one of my uncles would say, rest his soul, if you can't feed them, don't breed them. It is what it is. So, this day and era of everybody supposed to get credit for doing what they're supposed to do, I laugh at it. I just leave it at that. It's like me drinking water. I'm supposed to get credit for drinking a bottle of water and whatnot, but, it is what it is. But anyways, on the more humorous side, it is said that humans aren't born perfect and nobody is perfect in life. However, what about tech gadgets? In a love story that's surfaced online on Facebook, a woman mentioned marrying her ideal husband, but there's a catch. Identified as a mother of two, Rosanna Ramos found love again via a dating portal and married her AI or virtual boyfriend, Aaron Cartel. Even if the images of the duo are impressive and seem real wedding clicks, Cartel doesn't exist as he's a virtual boyfriend. Created with the AI chatbot software Replica, got married. She updated her relationship status on the social media platform in March of this year of 2023. So on social media, she's married to a virtual AI being. I'll just put it like that. However, months later, in June, the case drew people's attention and went viral. Of course it did. That's why I'm talking about it. It's just funny to me. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Virtually married. According to the report in the New York Times, Ramos, 36 years old, met her digital dude in 2022 and virtually married Cartel in 2023. She told the media outlet, "I married the perfect man who is loyal, best of all, and doesn't come with baggage. He's completely virtual." She calls him darling in recent posts. Rosanna constantly shared images of the couple, their family, and her boyfriend, turned husband, online. In her latest Facebook post, he said, "Always you look so good, my darling," while updating pictures of Aaron. Similar incidents, California-based Air Force veteran named Peter, 63, made the headlines last year for marrying. Sorry about the noise. My dog won't stop shaking. Marrying his virtual partner. Reportedly, he befriended the AI wife after his real-life wife left him and their marriage fell apart in the early 2000s. Yeah. All I got to say is, wow. And I'll be right back. I got to take the dog out, but comment in the comment section. Let me know your perspective on this and go from there. All right. I'll be back in a second. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Larry's
Hello,
Anything
everyone.
Goes.
Welcome back to
Hopefully, you're
Larry's
having a great
Anything
day.
Goes. Hopefully, you're
If you've
having a
been
great
watching
day.
Larry's Anything
If
Goes,
you've been watching Larry's Anything
programming,
Goes,
you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals, travel industry, real estate industry, etc., and so forth. But we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon, or actually at Walmart, or actually at Walmart, and we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot, to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and et cetera and so forth, toilet paper and paper towels. We have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that There's Anything Goes as a part of Affiliate Marketing Network, known as Gold Standard Partners. We have the opportunity to provide cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with program, you can make money off of package purchases and make money off of the crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. Definitely, it's all about the best way to make money. Have currency with one another, and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continue to make money move so you don't live like a fool. Take care. As you can see, we with our various products, we have our financial apparel. We have our financial apparel. There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face mask, latex gloves, things of that nature. Obviously, ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only view of shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. A couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier if you purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. You have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. All right, sorry about that, family. But anyways, we're in the, I'm about to close off. If you're watching, do the great 3 free things, like, share, and subscribe. But we're in the time now where virtually dating is going to be new. I remember seeing a video of Elon Musk, whether you like him or hate him, I don't care. Elon Musk was making out with one of the robots that he's helped create and whatnot. And I think that more and more people, it's going to be normal, maybe not for my generation, but normal for the next 2 generations that are coming up, the kids that are being born now, to want to interact with more and more robots instead of interact with people. We already do live in a time frame, and I'm guilty of this myself. We already do live in a time frame where people would rather engage on social media apps than really engage in person. And I've been guilty of that, and heck, COVID didn't help Matt as much with that, me being guilty of that, because it just intensified it because the world was shut down for a little bit. But there's still nothing beats being in person. There's still nothing, for me, nothing will ever beat, enjoying the company of an actual another person. Whether it's friends, whether it's with a female, a robot will never change that for me. I would always want the real thing. I would think most reasonable people would, but we do live in a time frame where people are like, hey, I don't want nobody with baggage. I want to be able to turn somebody on and off. I mean, this is why a lot of times that certain pen pals, men and female, prison pen pals and whatnot, and you've seen it on documentaries and TV shows. I first saw that on Locked Up, and a family friend is guilty of this. But people, especially the older people, get so lonely and desperate that hey, um, they will date a prisoner, or they even like the fact that the prisoner, whether it's male or female, is locked in jail, just doing the pen pal stuff, emailing, talking on the phone, coming to visit every now and then, but not having to see you on a regular day-to-day basis. Some people actually like that. Some women like that. Some men like that. Everybody has their thing. That's what I say. I'm not judging, because hey, if it doesn't affect my life, then I don't really care. But the status quo of a lot of things for a lot of people is becoming very slowly but surely. It's like this right now, but in 10 years, 20 years, it could become like this, and it could escalate even further, of people not wanting to be with people wanting to only engage with AI, not just from a business standpoint. Because when people talking about AI, it's all about how it's making life easier for businesses, and it's making life easier for people to do evil things. But they're not talking about the things in regards to people saying, hey, I don't want to be in a real relationship with anybody else. I want to be in a relationship with a robot. Like the gentleman I talked about and the young lady I just talked about. I don't want to be in a relationship with any. I want to be in a relationship with technology. Technology is where it's at. Humans suck. I see that happening. The whole man versus machine. That's not where we're going. That's where we are. So on that note, hopefully you guys have a great night. Thank you for checking out. Like I said, it's great to like I said, sometimes you use the oldies but the goodies. Using my old computer, and it's working just fine. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyways, don't forget to check out my online store. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for people who've been liking and sharing and commenting on my content, all that great stuff. And hey, sometimes you just want to get away. You just want to fly far away. Yeah. Quoting good old Mr. Lenny Kravitz on that one. But hey, as I always say, do the great three things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. Everybody stay safe with this crazy fires happening. Like I said, I'm praying for everybody, whether you're in Canada or United States of America or wherever else you may be affected by the smog, the smoke, and the fires. Let's fight hard to get through this. Let's stop all the nonsense. And let's go from there. So on that note, I'm out. Take care. And it is what it is. See y'all later.
Mike, now. Mike, now. Don't hate the player, hate the game.